Hello students. In one of our previous classes we have explained the efficiency in production, efficiency in exchange and efficiency in product mix. We have also connected the concept of social welfare with efficiency. We have said that if we are giving freedom to the market forces, that means if there is no external interference in the market, definitely there will be efficiency and welfare of the society will be maximized. This concept may not always true. Free working of market forces may not always lead to the economic efficiency and maximum social welfare. In this video we are going to explain some of the possibilities of market failure, or we can consider this video as an introduction to the externalities and market failure. Before entering into the details of externality and inefficiency, let us discuss what is market failure and what are the different reasons for market failure. It is generally believed that economic efficiency can be attained through the free interaction of market forces, that is, through the working of invisible hand propounded by Adam Smith, we can reach to efficiency. Let us consider the case of demand and supply equilibrium. We have quantity on x-axis and price on y-axis. We have a normal demand curve D. This demand curve shows various quantities of a commodity that a consumer is willing to buy at different prices. That is, demand curve shows the willingness to buy a commodity. For example, let us take point T on this demand curve. It provides us a quantity OQ and a price OP1. Quantity OQ1 and price OP1. It provides us two things. If price of the product is this OP1, OQ1 quantity will be demanded by the consumer. That is, OQ1 quantity is willing to consume by the consumer if the price is OP1. Or we can say that in order to demand this OQ1 quantity, what should be the price? That is another question. Therefore, in order to demand this OQ1 quantity, price of the commodity should be OP1. These are the two angles of a demand curve. In the same manner, we can have a supply curve SS. This supply curve shows the willingness to sell a commodity by the producer. Or supply curve represent various quantities that a producer is willing to sell at different prices. Here we will get a common point of demand and supply, that is intersecting point of demand and supply, that is point E. Here at point E, the consumers are willing to buy a particular quantity which is exactly equal to the willingness to sell of the producers. Or we can say that here producers are willing to sell a particular quantity by which the consumers are ready to buy. That means the amount that is offered by the producers is exactly equal to the amount that consumers are willing to buy. Therefore, point E is the point of allocative efficiency. It is the best point of the economy, or we can say that this is the point of allocative efficiency. This allocative efficiency is attained through this revealed demand and revealed supply. That is, the supply and demand that we already have is revealed demand and revealed supply. In the reality, in the market, actually there is a true demand and true supply. the original demand and original supply after considering the effect of the society. When it becomes difficult to estimate this true demand and true supply, the actual demand and actual supply, there will be market failure. That is, when it becomes difficult to estimate true demand and true supply, it will lead to the failure of the market. In other words, market failure happens when market mechanism or price mechanism fails to allocate scarce resources efficiently. Once again, this market mechanism fails to allocate scarce resources efficiently. That means market mechanism is incapable of proper allocation of resources. In such a situation, the failing of market mechanism may lead to the net welfare loss. There will be reduction in social welfare. The free market equilibrium quantity may be either higher or lower than the socially optimum quantity. The free market equilibrium quantity, the output produced in free market, may be greater or lower than the socially optimum quantity. Or we can say that free market quantity is too little, that means very less, or too more or too much than the socially optimum quantity. This condition is termed as market failure. The market failure leads to inefficiency of the economic system. Inefficiency may be as a result of market failure. Now let us examine some of the conditions where market failure happens. The first possibility of market failure is the case of public good. We know that public goods are non-rival and non-excludable. Therefore, in the case of public good, it is not possible to apply the market forces properly. Therefore, we cannot lead to an efficient condition. Therefore, market may lead to failure. Second point is that externalities may lead to market failure. Externalities may be production externality or consumption externality. There is positive as well as negative externality in both production and consumption. We will explain the externalities connected with production and consumption in detail in our coming videos. Next, we are considering the case of environmental goods. In case of environmental goods, there is possibility of market failure because these environmental goods are basically common goods. They are common goods to the society. In such a situation, there is possibility of market failure. Next, we are considering the role of government interventions in the market. This government intervention may lead to market failure because government can intervene in the market through price floor strategy or through price ceiling strategy. In these two cases, government is intervening the activities of demand and supply in the market. Therefore, through influencing demand and supply, the market quantity and price also can be influenced, and this may be a reason for market failure. Next, we are considering the case of missing market. There are no markets for certain products. In such a case, it is termed as missing market. For example, the market for free air. There is no proper market for free air, and therefore such products cannot be sold efficiently in the market, and it may lead to market failure. Another possibility of market failure is the existence of asymmetric information. If the information related with the product is not properly distributed in the society, or if the information is asymmetrically distributed, it may lead to market failure. There may be problem of moral hazard, there may be problem of adverse selection. This adverse selection is leads to the problem of lemon or lemons market. In all these cases, the market and functioning of the market may failure and may lead to inefficiency in the market. Next is the absence of ownership rights. If the ownership regarding a particular product, or the right of the consumer or producer, or right of different consumers, etc., not properly defined, then it may lead to market failure. This comes under the category of absence of ownership rights. We will discuss the absence of ownership right in our coming videos. Next is the market imperfections. The imperfections of the market may lead to market failure. Examples are the existence of monopoly, existence of monopolistic competition, oligopoly, cartel. All this leads to market failure. It may lead to economic inefficiency. These are the major reasons for market failure and economic inefficiency. In all these situations, it will be very difficult to estimate true demand or true supply, or original demand or original supply, and automatically leads to the failure of the allocative efficiency. Now we are moving to the term externality. We are going to explain what externality is. The term externality can be defined as the cost or gain. It may be cost or gain, may be positive or negative, cost or gain to the third party due to an action by a particular economic agent. It is the cost or gain to a third party. Third party is the party who is not involved in that action. This cost or gain happens to a third party due to the action of an economic agent, like producers, consumers, etc. It is the spillover effects of production or consumption. That means spillover effects of production or consumption where no compensation is made to the third party. That means the third party is getting affected due to the action. There are spillover effects over third party through production or consumption, but no compensation is made to the third party or by the third party. There are different types of externality. We are going to just mention each types of externality with suitable examples. First one is the externality in production. The externality in production may be of two types: positive externality in production and negative externality in production. One of the example of positive externality is the medical research. Suppose a medical company is doing medical research activities, research and development activities, it will overall benefit the society. There are positive effects to the society through this research. Therefore, there is positive externality to medical research. It is an example of positive externality in production. In the same manner, there is negative externality. There is pollution. The production may lead to pollution and it creates negative burdens to the society. It is harm to the society. Therefore, there is externality in production. There is negative externality in production. Pollution is one of the examples. Second type of externality is the externality in consumption. We know that consumption creates positive effects to the third party. There may be positive as well as negative externality to consumption. One of the example of positive externality is the public transport. Using of public transport consumption leads to so many social effects, so many positive social effects, and it leads to externality, positive externality. In the same manner, there is negative externality as well. Consumption of an individual adversely affect others. One of the example is smoking or alcohol usage. It creates disturbance to others. A public garden is one of the example of positive externality in consumption. We will explain the externality in production, positive and negative externality in production, positive and negative externality in consumption in detail in our coming videos. Another externality is the tragedy of commons. It is common property products or public property products are extensively used. This leads to inefficient usage. Fishing or overfishing may lead to the deterioration of resources. Fishing from public ponds or rivers is one of the example of tragedy of common. Normally people will have a tendency to extensively use common property resources. This may lead to inefficiency and extensive usage of such resources. Fishing is one of the examples. Another form of externality is network externality. This is the effect when others do an activity. When others do, you also do. You are familiar with the term bandwagon effect and snob effect. These are the examples of network externalities. I hope you have learned these concepts in our previous sessions. Next category is the pecuniary externalities. This externality do not directly affect production or consumption. These are not at all directly related with production or consumption, but it influences prices of the commodity. For example, when there is increase in demand for land area in a particular location, definitely the price of this land will be increased. When price increases, it will adversely affect others. Therefore, a quick increase in demand for land in a particular area is an example of pecuniary externality. It not directly affect production or consumption, but it affects price of the commodity through changes in demand or supply. Next one is the technological externality. We know that when there is technological progress in a location or in a nation or in a particular production process, definitely it affects others too. Technological externality not only affects the person who invented the technology or who applied the technology, it affects other individuals also, or it affects positively on the economy as a whole. The technological externality not only affect the person who is directly related with technology, but it influences positively the society as a whole. Sometimes it influences adversely to the society. Therefore, it may also be positive or negative. These are the major type of externalities that we face in our daily economic life. In the coming sessions, we will be explaining the externalities in production and consumption, positive as well as negative externality in production and consumption, and how it leads to economic inefficiency. Thank you.